Before you confront the narcissist, watch this. I'm doing this live video on my new iPhone 14 Pro Max, 1 TB. A new investment for the channel, as I use the phone a lot to do these videos and to take pictures as well for my Instagram. So yeah, let me know if the video quality is better than before. It's supposed to be a better camera, so hopefully it should be. Anyway, on to the video. Before you confront the narcissist, watch this. The narcissist may have discarded you, and you may just want to know why. You may want to know that after all that time you spent together, all of those memories you shared, how could they just not value any of that? How could you not mean anything to them? But you have to accept that narcissists just don't care. They never cared about you. It was only about themselves. And if you confront them, it's not going to solve anything. They're just going to blame you. You're never going to get through to them. You're never going to get them to see sense. If that was possible, you wouldn't be dealing with a narcissist. They wouldn't have a disorder. Because the whole nature of narcissism is that they don't understand. They don't self-reflect. They don't see their faults. So confronting them, talking to them, trying to get them to understand, that's not going to work. That's not going to change anything. You would just be wasting your time and energy, but you could be spending on yourself, improving your life. Because really, when the narcissist discards you, you should see that as a blessing. And I say that because it's been a blessing in my own life on several occasions. When the narcissist chose to discard me, my life improved every time. Because I didn't waste my time and energy chasing after them, trying to get them to see my perspective. I didn't waste my time and energy doing that. I spent it on my own life. And things only got better and better after they were gone. Got Nala here on the bed with me. Say hello, Nala. You're viewing Nala through the new iPhone 14 Pro Max in high definition. I don't know if the video quality has actually improved or not. I haven't really taken a good look at it yet. But let me know if you think it's better than my other phone. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it was easy for me to just move on and improve my life after the narcissist discarded me, because it wasn't easy at all. It took a lot of work. And of course, at times I did have limiting beliefs. I thought that no matter what I do, maybe things will never improve. Maybe I'll never find happiness. Maybe I'll never be at peace with myself. Maybe I'll never be successful or get what I want. Of course, I had thoughts like that on many occasions. But then something occurred to me. And this is something that no matter what you're going through in your life, doesn't matter how bad it is, this is something that you should consider. And this specific point is perhaps one of the most important things that I have ever said on this YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this right now, you should take note of it. You could have two people who have experienced the exact same thing. They've gone through the exact same situation. Maybe they both made the same mistake. But after that, they take separate paths. They go in different directions. One person may go down a downward spiral. They may deteriorate. And the reason why that happens is because they've defined themselves by that situation, by something that was done to them, or by a mistake that they have made. That limiting belief has then stunted their development and progress, possibly for the rest of their lives, while the other person does not let it define them. And they've experienced the exact same thing, the same situation, the same thing that was done to them, or the same mistake that they made, whatever it is, it was exactly the same thing. It's just that the other person didn't let it define them. They didn't hold on to that limiting belief. They didn't let it hold them back. And that's why the other person continued along their journey. And things just got better and better for them. Two people who experienced the exact same thing, the same setback, but they both had completely different destinations. And it all started with a thought in their heads. That thought led to feelings. Those feelings led to beliefs. And just this mentality will impact the rest of your life. It has the potential to change your life for the better. Who's to say that you can't be something or do something? Who's to say that you can't have a better life? The only person who's standing in your way is yourself. Don't worry about what other people are saying. They're not going to help you get to where you need to be. They're only going to hold you back. And they don't have to live the life that you have to live. So don't put too much weight on what other people think about you. Sometimes you just have to step into the role of where you'd like to be, and then just become that. Just tell yourself that this is who you are now. I know it's not always that simple. You may have times when you feel like you're falling back into your old ways. Maybe you get a hoover from the narcissist and you feel like you want to respond. You feel like you miss them. You want to go back to them. That's normal. It's not a smooth process, but in time it will get easier until you no longer think about them. And that is what then separates you from other victims, other survivors who do end up going back. Or even if they don't go back, they just don't progress. They don't heal. They don't become better. And you will know if you are becoming better. I often examine myself and if I am progressing. And to do that, I just look back over the last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. I look back and I think to myself, what is my way of thinking like now compared to how it used to be? What about my beliefs? What about the things I value in life? And what about my knowledge? Have I gained more knowledge since then? Have I become wiser? Have I gained more experience? And if the answer to those questions is yes, then I know I'm on the right track. I know I'm becoming better. So that should help you to see where you are, what improvements you need to make. It all starts by just going within, self-reflecting, because you already have all the answers inside of you. Trust yourself. But yeah, that really is quite possibly the most important thing that I have ever said on this YouTube channel. Just that story of the two people experiencing the exact same thing, the same situation, the same thing that was done to them, or even the result of something that they did, a mistake that they've made. What determines your future? What happens between now and 5, 10 years in the future is how you choose to define yourself right now. That will change everything for you. And don't rely on how other people see you, how other people define you. That's not enough. It has to come from within. And I look at it in my own life, how I was discarded by a narcissist on several occasions. And there was one time in particular, before I started this channel, about 4.5 to 5 years ago. And yeah, when that happened, I tried to attempt suicide. I mean, this wasn't just because of the narcissist. There were other things going on in my life as well. And it just pushed me over the edge. Didn't know what to do. And I think that deep down, I felt like I wasn't enough. I think that's really what the cause of it was. I felt like there was something wrong with me. I felt like I would never be good enough for anyone or anything. And yeah, I just thought, what's the point in even being alive? Like, I'm not even good enough to just exist on this earth, because I never felt like anyone cared about me. And it was like this one person who I thought loved me, and I spent all of my time with. I thought that was the one thing that I had. And yeah, I guess it led to me attempting suicide, because I didn't realize that I had the most valuable thing that I could ever have. And that is myself. Just as all of you, the most valuable thing you have is yourself. And while at first that may seem narcissistic to think like that, you have to understand that if you don't have yourself, you have nothing. And not only that, but you have nothing to give to anyone. And that is really narcissistic. So of course you should see yourself as the most valuable thing that you have in your life. And never give up on yourself. Never trade yourself in for anything. Never sell your soul. But yeah, I look back and I think, after I attempted suicide, I could have just given up on my life. I could have just said, forget it all. I don't want to do anything. I could have given up. No motivation. Nothing. I could have done that. I could have just laid down and died and just given up, which is what many people do. And that's how I'm still here. That's how I'm making these videos on YouTube, and we're about to hit 150,000 subscribers because I didn't give up. I kept going. And who knows, maybe in some alternate universe, maybe there is another version of me that did give up. One that stopped trying. And let's just think for a moment about where that person is now. 4.5 or 5 years later. Is that person making videos on a channel with 150,000 subscribers and 40 million views? Probably not. And why is that? Because that version of me let that situation define them. He let other people define who he is. But the difference in my situation is that I didn't let people or situations do that for me. I chose to define myself. And yeah, that's really the key to your success in life. And to moving on from the narcissist. Define yourself. And when you think of confronting the narcissist, responding to their hoovers, what are you doing when you do that? You're not defining your experience. You're not defining yourself. You're looking for validation from the narcissist. So you're letting them define you. You're letting them define your life. And that is why you just shouldn't even waste your time. Leave them alone. Forget about them. Focus on things that should be more important to you. Because that's what I did, and look where it got me now. I'm changing people's lives. I don't think there's anything more valuable in the world than that. To have the power to change a person's life. And I hope that all of you will find ways to do that as well. To create a better world for us to live in. Just make people's lives better. Spread the love, the joy. Because that's what it's all about. It all starts with you and the decision that you choose to make from now on. Where are you going to put your time, your energy? Are you going to waste it on someone who, likely, if in my experiences, doesn't give a shit about you, to put it bluntly? I mean, I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I mean, they don't care. They really don't care. And nothing you do is gonna change that. You can text them, you can call them, you can respond to the Hoover, you can beg them to come back. It's not gonna make a difference. So when you think about it, you really only have one option anyway. And that's to focus on yourself and your own life and get better. That's really your only option if you want to succeed. And I know that many of you will succeed. I do know that because in my situation, at one point I thought it was impossible for me, but things turned around. And they can for you too. I believe in you, that's why I'm making this video, delivering this message to you. And whatever you do, avoid any form of self-harm. It's not going to help you. I've been there. I've drunk excessive amounts of alcohol. I've taken drugs. I've done all of those things. And it didn't help. It just set me back. And it's not going to help you. But now, I haven't done anything like that for many years. And now that I have the awareness, I know that no matter what, I would never go back to that. Never. I know I deserve better than that. I didn't know that back then. I thought that was what I deserved. But now I know I deserve a better life. And sometimes I do wonder if, when we look at people's lives, people's experiences, are they not just a reflection of what they think they deserve? Think about that for a moment. Because there was a time in my life where I felt like I didn't deserve anything. And I didn't have anything. But then gradually I became more confident. I started to work hard, and I started to expect more. I started to believe that I deserve more. And maybe that reflection of what I thought I deserve it's what then manifested into my life. I know it's quite a controversial thing to say, but deep down I think that's what I believe. I think that the reason why we spend so much time with these narcissists is because deep down inside, we think that's what we deserve. We think we deserve people like that in our lives. We think we deserve to be treated that way. But have you noticed how as soon as you start to think that you deserve more, they're out of there. They're gone. Because they know they can't be what you want them to be. They can't meet your expectations. I mean, that is really the quickest way to get rid of a narcissist. Just realize what you deserve. Because right now you may think that you deserve less. And that's why they're still around. That's why they're hoovering you and trying to come back. But if you start to realize that you deserve more, you'll probably never hear from them again. They'll be gone. So maybe there's some truth to that. Everything in life, whatever people are experiencing in their relationship, their job, deep down, it's just a reflection of in here what they think they deserve in their lives. And when you become aware of that, you develop a greater ability to change it. But of course, it's easier said than done. I mean, it would take a lot of work for me to think I deserve to be a billionaire. I mean, I definitely don't think I deserve to be a billionaire. And that's probably why I'm not one. And I'm sure many of you who are watching, you don't really believe that you deserve to be a billionaire. You don't believe that you've helped billions of people to the point where you deserve that amount of money. And maybe that's why we don't have it. But then we see narcissists, and they always seem to be getting things that they don't deserve. Because it's ingrained in their heads. They actually believe that they deserve so much more, even when they haven't done anything to earn it. I don't really know where I'm going with this now, but I hope this is helping someone out there. Just some deep talk tonight. Sometimes I just get into this zone where I get all philosophical. But yeah, as many of you can probably notice from my videos, I have come a long way from when I first started showing my face on here. I think I used to be a lot more anxious. I used to experience a lot more stress. And I'm sure that many of you could see that in my videos. But now I feel a lot more at peace. I'm happy most of the time. I mean, sometimes I do get bored, or maybe something makes me angry, something makes me upset. Of course, we all go through that. But those moments don't last long anymore. I can forget about things like that very quickly. And that's how I'm able to be so consistent with these videos, where I'm constantly putting them out every day. I'm doing live videos all the time, because now I'm just always in the right mindset. I'm always ready. And it just shows for you, for those of you who aren't there yet, it shows what's on the other side for you. Because I'm not some special person with magical gifts, although many of you may say that I am when it comes to this, speaking about narcissism. But when it comes to things like healing and progressing our emotional and mental health, there's nothing special about me there at all. I'm just like anyone else. And if anything, I would think that many of you could surpass me on that. We are all on a journey. And it's not a competition. We move at our own pace. We go at a pace that's right for us. What feels right. I mean, many of you may not be ready to just go out there and, I mean, you may prefer to isolate yourself. I've been through that myself, where you just want to be alone. It's hard when you're hurt and you don't trust anyone. And that's okay. I mean, we don't have to label that as a bad thing. That can be good. There's nothing wrong with spending time alone. And actually, that's a lot better than going back to the narcissist, responding to them, because that's just going to set you back. But as time moves on, that desire for social connection will come back. And you will spend more time around people again. I spend a lot of time outside now. I'm always around other people. I enjoy meeting new people. But yeah, I also enjoy some time alone as well. It's good to have a balance. Just have to move at a pace that's right for you. No one can tell you when to just move on and put things in the past. Only you know when the time is right. But don't waste your time confronting them. And don't wait for them to come back. Don't waste your life away for someone who most definitely would not do the same thing for you. Don't do anything for them that they wouldn't do for you. If you do that, you'll just end up being exploited. They see your kindness as a weakness. It's not something that they appreciate. Just laying on the bed, looking out at the view over here. I actually just leave the curtains open at night. And then when I wake up in the morning, I see the sun coming through. And it's a great start to the day. So yeah, I gotta get ready for sleep now. Gotta wake up early and start work on some new videos. And I know that it's been some time, but I am finally going to upload some videos on my new channel as well. So keep checking the posts on here, and I will update you very soon. Anyway, I'd just like to thank you all for joining me today on another Narc Survivor live video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up. Helps the channel to grow. Other than that, thank you all, and I will talk to you in another video very soon.